Today, stability is not healing. It is the most dangerous place an addicted man can stand without a plan. Welcome to Sacred Grit, a podcast equipping men to conquer addiction and overcome inner struggles through physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines so you can become a man of honor and integrity. I'm Jason Lyle. Now let's get to work. Today you'll learn the old patterns don't die, they go dormant. Identity work without preloaded decisions is just theory. The gap between impulse and action is where the true self lives. Train it daily. This episode is brought to you by Oak Haven Diagnostics. What's up, my dude? Welcome back to the Sacred Grit Podcast and Gritty Wednesday. Okay, so let's get down to it. So in this line today, stability is not healing. It is the most dangerous place an addicted man can stand without a plan. I want to explain that a little bit to you because here's the thing. The old patterns don't die. They go dormant. Or as my first sponsor used to say, when you start feeling better, never forget that your addiction is out in the driveway doing push-ups, right? And this is the thing nobody really tells you, that when life gets good, right? You string together a few good weeks, the marriage feels better, work is going good, the practice is clicking, and you start to believe you're healed, right? But you're not healed, you're stable. Right? And stability without structure is the most dangerous place an addicted man can stand. And listen, I've watched men with months of solid work get taken out because of one bad night of sleep and an unstructured Saturday morning. The nervous system doesn't care how much progress you've made. When it gets depleted enough, it will revert back to what it knows. The old pattern is patient, and you have to be more disciplined than the old pattern is. So the way this works out in most people's lives is they start feeling better. You know, they've done a few weeks of practice. Maybe they're halfway through my coaching program. They're 6 weeks in. They're killing it. They're doing great. They're feeling good. And something in their brain starts to go, oh man, I'm doing so much better. It's okay if I, have a night where I don't get that much sleep, or I just skip the practices for a few days. Or they go, oh, I think I've kind of got this thing. Listen, dude, that is when whatever it was that's ailing you, doesn't have to be an addiction, your anger, whatever, depression, anxiety, whatever it is in the driveway doing push-ups. And your nervous system has relied on that pattern for so long that as soon as it feels depleted, it doesn't go to your new way of thinking. It reverts back to your old way of thinking. Always remember, we do not think ourselves into a new way of acting. We act ourselves into a new way of thinking. That's Richard Rohr quote, right? So you have to continue to act even when you feel better, because identity work, figuring out who you are without preloaded decisions, is just theory. Here's what I mean by that. You can know exactly who you want to be. You can journal it, pray it, say it out loud every morning. But the moment you're tired, alone, or depleted, the old pull shows up. So that old draw, that knowledge means nothing if you have not already decided what you are going to do. The preloaded decision removes the negotiation, right? So it's like, once I've already decided, I don't have to negotiate with anything anymore. It's already preloaded in there. You're not deciding in the moment whether to reach for your phone or stay in bed or go to the gym. You already decided this morning in the cold water before the day started. Because the man who decides before the trigger hit never has to white knuckle his way through it. Here's your action step. Tonight, before you go to bed, write down one preloaded decision for tomorrow morning. One, that's all. What will you do the moment your feet hit the floor before anything else gets a vote? Write it down, commit to it, and execute it. Because the gap between impulse and action is where the true self lives. You have to train it daily. I love the passage of scripture in the Bible where Paul says, take every thought captive and make it obedient, because that is exactly what this is. This is grabbing your thought before it becomes action. And every time you feel the old pull and pause before you act, that pause is a rep. Every time you breathe instead of react, that is a rep. Every time you do the practice when you do not want to, that is a rep. The gap does not stay open on its own. It widens with training and it closes with neglect. That's why the morning practice is not optional. It's daily training that keeps the gap open wide enough for the true man to show up when it counts. Train the gap and you will train your identity. Let it close and the old version of you fills the space every single time. All right. So today you learn the old patterns don't die, they go dormant. Identity work without preloaded decisions is just theory. And the gap between impulse and action is where the true self lives. Train it daily. All right, my dude. Thank you for listening. Before I let you go, my book Sacred Grit is out now in paperback on Amazon and available for Kindle pre-order. It's the whole story, the bathroom floor, the cold water, the moment everything changed. If you're a man who keeps telling himself this is the last time, this book was written for you. Links are in the show notes. Go get you some. All right. This episode is also brought to you by Capital City Roofing, capitalcityroofing.net. Brad Strawbridge and his crew over there do fine work. They can take care of all your exterior needs. You can look them up at capitalcityroofing.net. All right, my dude. I hope you have a great week. I will see you on Sacred Sunday.